What is up, guys? Wasp here. Today we're going to be looking at Gusta. This was a request sent by Chancellor, so shout out to you. So Gusta, immediately right off the bat, tank, part of the Abyss faction. He is a warrior, so like I said, he's a tank. So look at his stats, 60k on the health, above average for warriors. You're going to get some that are a little bit higher, a little bit less. But majority of the time you're going to have higher health. Attack 7,800. That is actually surprisingly high for a warrior, so he is going to be putting some dents in their team. And then you got 1,100 on the, almost 1,200 on the armor. It's pretty good for a warrior. Going to have higher armor than most of your normal warriors. 800 on the speed. Like I said, anything over 800 is pretty good. You're going to be outspeeding almost all of the warriors, even some of their rangers and assassins and stuff like that. So overall, his stats are pretty well rounded. They are solid. There really is no weak point in his stats. Let's take a look at his skills here. Earthquake. Deals 90% attack damage against backline enemies and has 20% chance to stun them for 2 rounds. So right off the bat, attacking the backline, going to try and stun them. Usually, like I said, the backline is going to be their attackers. So you always want to be targeting them so you can receive less damage done to you. And that chance to stun them, it's only 28%. But it can be useful at times, especially when you're stunning their attackers. That's one less big hit you have to take, and it gives you an extra round to live. Demon Heart, his stat boosting skill, 32% armor and 30% HP. Very tanky stats, like I said. Increasing that armor, so he's going to be taking less damage, and that can protect his health more. And that increases his HP, which makes him, last longer on the field, obviously. So this is very good for a warrior type hero. Counterattack. After taking crit damage, has a 100% chance to counterattack, dealing 180% of attack damage. Now that is very high, and that is when he takes crit damage. There is no chance for, like, let's say he gets attacked and he has like Gurk, he has like a 15% chance to counterattack if he gets attacked. No, whenever he takes crit damage, that is very good. So you don't have to rely on like a probable chance. The only chance you have to rely on is like them critting. And I'm telling you, like, there are tons of crits in a game, so you're going to be doing a lot of damage. Gusta is going to be taking up a lot of damage, and he's going to be dealing a lot of damage back. Because this is 180%. That's like literally almost double his attack. Double like a normal attack, which is very nice. So yeah, you definitely want to put him in the front line so he can receive all of those critical attacks and put out a lot of damage as well. And his last skill is Blood Strike. When HP is lower than 50%, attacks increase by 30% for 3 rounds. So it's kind of like an Enrage. Whenever he gets like damaged below 50, he gains some attack. Yeah, he gets mad and he gains some attack. But yeah, that's about it. Very straightforward. So when he's below 50%, let's say from like a crit or something, his counterattack is going to be even stronger yet. So he's going to be doing quite a bit of damage for a tank, just solely based off his counterattack. That's not even counting his basic attacks as well as his Earthquake. So in, your arena battles or whatever, take a look at the damage output. You'd be surprised how much damage Gusta can do. And I fought against a 2-star Gusta, and he was pretty hard to kill. Not as hard to kill as like a Dantalian or something, but he did reduce my my Dragon Slayer pretty low. I mean, I know he's like an Abyss and all my team is Forest, but still, for a tank, that's very, very high. And considering he already has like almost 8,000 attack, that's very nice. So he's going to be, putting out some decent damage. Now, if you build an all Abyss team with him, Let me go over here for you. Nope, that's not what I want. If you have this faction aura, you're going to be giving him 20% more HP, so you're going to be even making him even more tankier, and then you're also going to be increasing his attack by 15%. That's pretty decent, especially for Gusta, because his counterattacks are going to be doing even more damage, and his basic attack is, obviously, everything's going to be boosted all around, his tankiness and his attack. So Gusta synergizes very well with this ability. But I'm telling you, that critical chance, like whenever he gets a crit, he's going to counterattack. And there are tons of crits in a game, especially if you're fighting my team. That's what my team is based around, is critting. And then I'll make a separate video for like team building and strategies and stuff like that. But yeah, no, Gusta would literally just fuck me up. And he has. I really don't like to fight against this guy. But if you don't have him 6-starred, if you just have the basic Gusta with the 3 skills, he is still usable. There's times where there are certain heroes where you can't even use them unless you have them 6-starred, because their 4th ability is like literally crucial. Literally his 4th ability just gives him a 30% boost. Not too crazy, so you can use him without it. But he's going to be significantly weaker. Not unusable, but weaker. Especially in the late game when the game's like winding down, when everyone's health is pretty low. Or on that overall Gusta, I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. Reason being, or you know what, let's give him a 6 out of 10. He's not a good tank by any means. I know I'm kind of praising him here, but like I said, the purpose of these indents is to just find uses for all of these guys. No matter how weak and how strong they are, try to just give some tips and stuff. But no, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10, just because of the fact that there are, tanks that do outclass him, like Dantalion, obviously, and Balrog. I think Balrog is better than him. I'm going to say he's probably the weakest tank in the Abyss category, but he's definitely not the worst tank. There are worse tanks out there. I'm not going to go into which ones they are. I'm going to save that for another video, but I think you guys might be able to guess. Bar than that, that's about it. Like, you can... Oh, yeah, the build. Just build them all HP. Give him the HP Jewel if you want him to last longer. If you want him to do more damage with the counterattack, if you want to get a little, riskier, you can build them all attack. And hopefully their opponent crits a lot, so you can shell out more damage that way. But me, I would just like to build them on the safe side and give them more HP so it can last longer, and in return take more critical hits. Other than that, that's about it, guys. If you guys got any requests or anything, just let me know. Thanks for watching.